My name is Logic, and my new album is called The Incredible True Story. My debut, my last album, was called Under Pressure, and essentially it was all about my upbringing, which was rough, and I went through and experienced a lot of stuff. With the new album, it's all sci-fi and anime inspired, which is like super awesome. It's about these two guys, Thomas and Kai, on their way to a planet called Paradise. In 2065, the last human footprint was left on Earth before ascending to a space station called Babel. And for the last 50 years, 30 ships and numerous probes have been sent out to look for a habitable planet because we've destroyed all the resources on Earth. Thomas, who's the pilot, picks up Kai, and Kai's like, what were you doing on the way over here? And he says, I was listening to oldies. He's like, oldies? Like who? Like Logic? I just got finished listening to his first album. I was about to start the second one right now. Thomas is actually voiced by a gentleman named Steve Blum, and he does voices for animes like Cowboy Bebop and Trigun and Star Wars Rebels, and I mean, the list goes on. Countless video games. I mean, he was Sub-Zero. Sonically, the evolution of this album is probably my favorite part. So me and Six did a lot of the production at the house. I did a lot of recording at the house. I just had such a vibe. Actually, speaking of which, I would project Akira on my wall. So I like had this really big wall, and I'd project it on there, and I'd be like making beats and like all this really cool fun stuff for inspiration. I love the sonics of the first album, from the live instrumentation, the strings, the guitar, the this, the that. A lot of those have followed over to The Incredible True Story, but on a much more massive scale. So I wrote a script for the album, and I approached every single thing from a movie standpoint, scene by scene, shot by shot. There is not technically a motion picture with it. There is not technically a movie with it, but it is in itself a movie. Bobby Campbell, my engineer, he's just, with the sound design of everything, he just made it amazing. So it is an audio cinematic experience. That is the best way to explain it. Video games have influenced me more creatively than sonically. Like me doing an entire album about space, and like I'm playing Destiny all the time, like that's awesome, you know what I mean? So I get this visual of what I might see the Aquarius 3, which is the ship that Thomas and Kai are manning to Paradise. Is like, what does it look like? Does it look like this? Am I inspired from this or that or blah, blah, blah? So I think video games definitely are an inspiration. Also, in a means to escape from the music. So even though maybe certain video games I didn't take anything from, but I just came from downstairs, I just made a whole beat, and I did 2 verses, and I need another verse and a hook, and I can't think, I'm drained, I'm gonna go play some Metal Gear Solid or something, and then I play, and I'm having a good time, and I'm like, oh, this is so tight, and I recharge myself creatively, just by witnessing, hearing the sonics of the album, the music, the visuals, the game engine, how good everything flows, the physics of things, and then go back and record and feel good about it.
PlayStation